Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the GizmoVine remote-controlled battle tank. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So this is a 1/28 scale remote-controlled battle tank, and this one is in khaki or light brown, but it's also available in a light blue as well as green camouflage. And here are some of the specifications of the GizmoVine remote-controlled battle tank. And now let's go ahead and open up the box. But of course, cutting apart the sticky tape there. And let's, of course, cut the sticky tape on the sides as well. And that should do the trick. And you can see straight away there appears to be a user manual or guide of some sort. Let's go ahead and set that down to one side for now. And let's figure out how to remove the contents from the box. Okay, so that appears to be simply done by sliding the inner box out. And just making sure, always checking on the inside for any other items that may be left in the box. So there we go. So we're going to set the box to the right hand side. And then clearly you can see we do have the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank right in front of us. And this one appears more green than it is khaki right here. So it is green in color, a nice, very pastel-y green, which seems really relaxing just to look at it, even though it is designed for battle. So right there, just going to give you a close-up look as it is, because showing it to you this way, my fingers and hands don't get in the way. So there, a nice good look at the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank. This is a 1/28 scale battle tank, and it does have a battle feature should you have another tank to play against. Okay, so let's turn the box around just to make sure that there's nothing else attached to the sides or undersides as well. There we go. So clearly we've removed everything from the outer box packaging right there. So just going to set it right in front right there for a sec. And then now let's take a close-up look, shifting the battle tank in its inner packaging back a bit. So there is what appears to be, let's find out. Okay, some specifications, user guide details of the battle tank. So operation manual says right there. And now let's go ahead and flip it open. So very simple. Fold out user guide or operating instructions. I'm going to bring it close up so you can see and read the detail as much as possible. So right there. Just to let you know, I'm not reading this because the LCD on my camcorder is way too small. So I'm just going to skim through so that you can always review it through the video. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so that's the user manual covered for the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank. Let's set the user manual to the side. And of course, now we can focus on the battle tank itself. I'm going to shift the box out of the way slightly more. Okay, so there we go. And just to show you the kind of side profile as well of the 1/28 scale tank. And now we can go ahead and remove the parts from it. So of course, there's the remote control as well as the tank itself. So let's start off by removing the remote control and setting it down to one side. Let's set it there for now. Of course, we're going to bring it in just a moment, but just freeing up some space so that we can remove the tank. Am I doing this right? Making sure that I could actually slide this out. Maybe not. Let's just pop the tank out. Or it may be strapped down. Let's find out. Okay, some parts fallen off already, but that's just fine. I'm just checking to see if I can see what's keeping the tank stuck to the base right there. It doesn't appear that there's anything holding it down, not from the top side anyway. So I'm going to continue pulling it apart. Or maybe not. Let's do it in a slightly tidier fashion here. So I'm going to cut the sticky tape apart here so that I can see exactly what's going on the underside right there. Okay, and find out why the tank isn't coming off. So as far as I can see, that doesn't appear to be okay. Maybe not. Okay, there appears to be two screws holding the tank in place. So obviously it needs to come off, or they need to come off so the tank can be removed from this clear plastic tray. Okay, so let's go ahead and undo the two Phillips screws that are holding the tank down in on the plastic tray. So there we go. It's the front as well as the rear one. And the rear one seems to be coming off quite nicely. And let's do the front one again. And it's finally decided to loosen. And there we have it, two little screws here, Phillips screws that were holding the tank onto its clear plastic packaging tray. And let's put the screwdriver aside, and now we can go ahead and lift the tank out from its tray right there. So here we go, and take a look at the contents right there that were tucked under the tank. So let's go ahead and pop the battery as well as what appears to be a soldier and a USB charging adapter. Okay, so let's go ahead and put everything neatly on the tabletop so you can see what we've just removed once again, or at least separated from the packaging. So this bit, not quite sure where it came from, but it fell off from the tank. Seems to be a cover somewhere. There we go. So that's where it belongs. Let's put it back in place. To cover the tank hatch right there. Okay, so there we go. Let's put everything in view. Alright, so now let's first take a look at the accessories or parts that we've just removed. So there appears to be a soldier with a machine gun, and I believe that fixes onto that hatch cover that we've just replaced right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and set it to the side. And of course we do have, let me shift the tank back up slightly so that you can still observe the tank in the background while I show you the foreground. So there appears to be a USB charging adapter to charge the battery pack. Okay, and here's the battery pack, of course, right here. So it's a pack of 4 rechargeable AA batteries, and you can see the connector right there that fits with the USB charging adapter that we just saw. Okay, and there we go. So now setting it down, we can take a look at the remote control. Okay, so I'm going to move the accessories to the left hand side. So plenty of room there. And now taking a look at the remote control. So remote control in view. Side view as well. So it is quite light in weight. And it's made out of ABS, so it is quite durable. But it is very, very light. And size-wise, of course, you can see resting in the palm of my hand. It's not too big, but it's not small either. So giving you various views. Just going to move the tank slightly out of the way so that the foreground and background doesn't blend. Okay, so nice, good look around the remote control of the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank. Rear as well, so there are triggers, left and right trigger, as well as of course the steering and forward and reverse as well. And there are buttons here to start as well as launch bullets right there, or fire the cannons or guns of the tank if you are in battle mode, especially battling another tank. and it does have a floppy antenna right there. Okay, so that's the remote control. Let's go ahead, set it to the side, and move on to the tank itself. So this time around, I'm going to move the remote control to the left-hand side. And now we do have a nice clear view of the battle tank right here. So once again, the color here is a nice flat green, and just showing you the details of the tank. Nice overhead view right here, side view, of course the rear as well. It does have an antenna as well, or aerial at the rear. Front view, and as well as the tracks and the underside. And just to show the size of the tank right there. And weight wise, it has a kind of medium weight to it. Once again, not too heavy, and it's not too light either. So nice all-round look at the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank. Just going to show you that hatch in detail. It opens up and you can plug that upper body part of the soldier in there, as well as, I suppose, mount the machine gun into that mounting hole right there. So nice detailed kind of model right here in 1/28 scale. And the track is a soft plastic or slight rubber. It's hard to tell, but obviously you can see that it is slightly flexible. It's nice to see a good level of detail right throughout the model. And just to show you the gun as well. And looking down the barrel right there. Okay, so we pretty much have a all-round good look at the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank in all possible angles. So next thing to do is to put the battery in and power it up. So let's go ahead and bring that Phillips screwdriver out again and undo the screw that's holding down the battery cover. And very simply, that screw comes off. And let's pull down on those two tabs right there, and that reveals the battery compartment for the 4.8 volt battery. So right here, let's go ahead and pop it in. Very simply, of course, making sure it can only go in one way. So let's do that. Popping the battery, snapping the connectors in place right there, and replacing the battery cover. So I'm not going to screw it back down for now. There's no real need to, as we're just going to give it a quick test anyway. So right there you can see it is ready to rock and roll. So we can turn it on, and it does have LEDs there nicely lit up. And it's flashing away as well. Obviously, always read the user manual before attempting to operate any form of electronic device. But it does have a nice cool light to it at the top as well as at the rear. Okay, so now next thing we need to do as well is to pop the battery cover open here. And in this case, we need to supply some batteries for the remote control. So let's go ahead and undo this security screw here for the battery cover over here. So it does take 2 AA batteries. So let me set the tank to the side and give you a good look here. So it does require 2 AA batteries. Let's pop 2 AA batteries in there. So I do have 2 Amazon Basics rechargeable batteries, which I've unboxed in the past. I've unboxed a few variants of the Amazon Basics rechargeable batteries, so let's go ahead and pop them in to the remote control. So there we go, just follow the orientation. Oops. Right there, and replace the battery cover. So this one requires a screw to properly fasten. Okay, so let's very quickly replace that screw. Okay, and then hit that start button, and you can hear the tank humming away. And of course I have to be very careful since this is a very tiny tabletop right here. I'll try to show you what's happening. Let's see if we can do some maneuvering of the tank. So you can see with the controls what exactly it is that I'm doing. So you can maneuver the tank forward or backwards, or steer to the right or left, or reverse to the left or right. So it'll take a bit of getting used to, but you can also turn it on its spot right there. And I'll give you a close-up look at the noise, or listen at the noise as well. Might be slightly irritating. But at least that gives you the exact idea of what to expect. So fairly easy to control, pushing both forward sticks forward, both sticks back, reverses it, and if you do it individually, it will operate as such. And let's hit that launch button, and it does recoil right there, so pretty cool. Nice to see. The tank operate So you can see the speed of the tank as well. Almost fell off the tabletop right there. And it's pretty responsive as well, so nice, simple tank. And of course the indicators showing what's happening. And let's hit that launch button again. It's nice to see that recoil action, pretty cool. And there are triggers as well. The right and left trigger turns the turret, which is pretty cool. A very smooth action, as you can see, and it's about to... So that's the limit, and let's turn it around, so that's avoiding its own aerial as well. And that's the limit on that rotation right there. This is pretty cool, so you can make a lot of controls, plenty of articulation with this tank. And let's spin it back around and line the turret straight up again. So there we go. So nice, fun tank to play around with, and I can imagine it being quite fun battling another tank as well, because it does have a battle mode in which you fire at each other, and there are 3 hit markers before the tank is destroyed, and you'll actually be handicapped with each hit. So a little bit of coordination involved, but as you can see, even with my very limited coordination skills, I'm able to maneuver this tank fairly reasonably well. So this tank, as you can see, with the LEDs in the front, it can be driven at night as well, because it does provide a good level of illumination. And let's hit that launch button again. So there is a slight reload time or lag time in terms of trying to fire successfully. That's all good fun. And let's straighten out that turret again. Okay, I think the battery is just about to run out right there. Let's see, turning right, no problems there, but left is slightly weak right now, as you can see. Well, let's spin it around. And okay, the battery's going fine, but for some reason it was struggling to turn left just then, but now it's all good. And let's try. Let's spin it right round and see if we can park it neatly in a nice position. being careful not to hit that box right there. So plenty of charge. As you can see, we've been playing with the battle tank for quite a while now, and remember, the batteries came from out of the box, so I doubt they were fully charged, or they might be. It's nice to see that it's still running just fine. And it's really good fun. So that's the GizmoVine remote controlled battle tank. Thanks for watching and happy battling!